been a slightly different week, certainly from the outside looking in at Torquay United. Perhaps if we look at the kind of off-the-field things first, if that's okay. Kelvin Thomas has come in, and I know you know Kelvin from your time as a player at Oxford United. What do you make of him coming to the club and advising and Theo Bristow and reviewing what's going on here?
Well, I think he explained to everybody yesterday, and the staff and the players, that exactly what he's doing. He's coming to help Theo understand more about the day-to-day runnings of the club, the nitty-gritty of it, and also how he can help save and create money.
What sort of ways of saving and creating money has he discussed with you?
Well, he's been a chairman of Oxford for 4 years, so he's going to look at the whole workings of the club and come to his assumptions and his decisions and recommend them to Thea. Thea's put a lot of money into the club, everyone knows that. She needs a little bit of help, and he's coming in to try and do that. So I know Kelvin is a good man, so it's a good thing.
Has he outlined any areas initially that you can look at?
No, he's only been 24 hours. So we've had a brief chat about the playing side of it, and I think that's obviously a discussion for a later date. At the moment, I think he's getting to know all the staff, looking at all the areas, and as I say, coming to some decisions, good and bad.
Talking of playing stuff, Sam Chaney's gone out on loan. Tell us the thinking behind that.
Well, we need to get Sam playing 90 minutes men's football every Saturday, Tuesday. He's not doing that here at the moment. I think he's very talented, but he needs to have that sort of aggressive style of football played against him, so he can grow and get stronger and find out how to get in pockets of space if he hasn't got that physicality. And I'm pleased. I think it's a good thing. So he's not dormant here. He's not being an extra number if I can't get him in the team.
You look at the young pros at the club that you had. Many of them have now left. Danny Sullivan left last week. Jake Hutchings has gone. Noel Thompson has gone. Sam Chaney's now out on loan. Are you disappointed in a way that none of the young first and second year pros have been able to make an impact on the squad?
Well, it is what it is. They have been under 3 managers. All 3 have decided, for whatever reason, that they're not going to play them. I wanted them not to have the cattle market of 600 or 700 players in the summer, so I wanted them to get sorted earlier than the summer. I've been a coach at that youth level, and I know that it's tough in the summer for players that haven't got any reputation or any games under the belt. It's disappointing because there've been youth players at the club, but it's fair to do that now, in my opinion. And it's a cycle. You don't immediately get players through. It's very, very difficult to click your fingers with a youth setup and say, right, where are they all? Up the road is an example of that at Exeter. You and I both know that. I've been there as a coach, and it takes time, and the cycle comes round, and in the end you get a great group, and you get a group of Matty Jays and Matty Grimes and Christy Pym, and that's what we want. Levi's probably the first one of the cycle to come through, and we hope there's more. Going back to Sam and any lads that we send out on loan, better than to be on loan playing football each Saturday than making up the numbers here.
January is still January.
Yeah.
The transfer window is still firmly open. The now weekly question of the likes of Darrell Berry, whether he will sign a deal. Is there any more movement on that?
No. Darrell is with us until Monday, and that's all I can tell you on that front.
Does that mean he leaves the club on Tuesday?
Well, he may not.
Right.
He may or he may not.
Is that regards to his length of his
No,
non-contract deal?
it's regards to what we can offer. It's regards to other clubs. I've got a good relationship with Durrell. We've been honest with each other from the start. I've put him back in the shop window from him not having a club, and he's played, and I think he's a good player. It is out of my hands, the financial side of things. So if on Monday he goes, then we wish him good luck and thank him for his services. And if we manage to get him to stay, then we do.
So, has he had an offer from another club? Can you clarify?
Well, he's had approaches from other clubs, but it's as it is. It's a 7-day approach, which means that we have to give them. They have to give us 7 days to be able to speak to the player, and obviously not divulging any teams. It's then up to Durrell and his agent to want to speak to those teams. But as I say, all I'm focusing on at the minute is winning the game on Saturday. And then come Monday, that'll be another discussion.
How frustrating is it for you, this situation?
Very, but no one wants to hear that. It's boring, it's pointless. Get on with your job and try and win games, and that's all I'd say on that.
James McCulkin,
Mm-hmm.
how is his fitness looking at the moment?
James McCulkin is chomping at the bit. I like him as a person, and he's a good player, and I'm going to give him the opportunity to stamp his mark at this club. He's involved at the weekend, either playing or on the bench, so that's his opportunity to again put himself in the shop window if we can't sign him, and until he does go anywhere, he's a good player for us.
Fantastic. And looking ahead to the Hemel Hempstead game
Yeah.
at the weekend, again lower league opposition, and you've done particularly well against the two lower league sides you've faced this season, 9 goals for, none against. How difficult is it to ensure that you go with the same attitude, as it were, bearing in mind that you've kind of, with respect, kind of brushed past the previous two lower league sides?
Well, it's vital, isn't it? We know they're dangerous. We know what we're going to face. That they're almost full time. You're not going to a team that aren't training and just turn up on a Saturday and put a crate of lager in the middle of the change rooms. Those days are over. This is a professional, good setup, a good club. Hemel is, with good players, ex-pros who are training a lot during the week. So a big test, and one that we want to get through because I want to progress in this competition. So we're preparing as we would be if we were playing Barnet or Bristol Rovers away.
And how valuable is the FA Trophy?
Oh, it's very valuable. You can't budget for getting through the rounds. You can't budget for any cup runs because you know it might come off the referee's head and off the floodlight and go in the bottom corner. You can't guarantee on that, but it would be a welcome boost, and I want it desperately for the fans and for the club financially, and the players will go there, knowing how important it is.